Hey everybody, it's the Herb Guy with the Elder Herb Shop. Welcome back to Where Science Meets Nature, a channel where we discuss the medicinal value of plants and other natural substances found in the world all around us. Today, we're going to talk about the coolest plant in my yard, the dandelion. Okay, so it's not in my yard, it's in the flower bed. We deliberately left this one alone, or three. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we could use it later. The leaves, as you can tell, are big and green leafy. Make a good addition to almost any salad. This plant actually will live anywhere from 10 to 13 years, and as far as medicinal value goes, it has a ton. So, stay over here. He likes to play with the neighbor dog. I only have one hand, so you'll have to bear with me, but I'm going to try to dig this root out so you can see. Come on. Good thing it's flower bed, huh? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Well, the roots get really big on these things. This one's been here for a couple of years. I'll bring the whole thing out so you can see it. Hi, Soul. There's the root. As you can tell, it's kind of big. There's the leaves. Now, as far as vitamin content, this plant is loaded. It's almost a multivitamin all by itself. It has vitamin A, some of the vitamin Bs, vitamin C, vitamin K, has iron and potassium and all those good things. If you go to some places, they'll actually have them in their salads that they charge a ton for. And, you know, I find the irony to be very funny that, you know, people spend hundreds or thousands of dollars to get these things out of their yard and then turn around and spend $25 for a salad with it. Yeah, kind of amusing. So the whole plant, everything from the flower to the root, has medicinal value. The root in particular is really good for the liver and the kidneys as a blood builder, and yeah, there is real science behind that. It's a diuretic, but unlike most diuretics that just remove the fluids from your body, dandelion will remove the fluids without removing all the electrolytes, so you can still stay hydrated without being bloated. The root itself is fairly easy to cut. White on the inside. It is edible. Most people use will make a tea out of it. The downside to making teas, and this is just from my personal perspective, teas are hot, obviously. So when you're boiling stuff, you tend to boil the properties out, some of the properties out of the products. It seems, from what I've found through all the science that I've read, that the best way to go about extracting properties from these plants is by using alcohol. Alcohol seems to remove everything out of it. And, you know, I can't say that's for everything, but it works for most things. For yourself, though, I mean, you can eat the greens. This plant, like I said, it'll grow up to 13 years. You can actually just pull the small pieces off as it grows, and it'll just keep growing new leaves for you. So it's like lettuce. It'll grow as long as you're willing to pluck it. Another really cool thing about dandelion is it's actually shown to kill melanoma cells or skin cancer, and in some medical trials it is shown to be wildly effective as a sunscreen. There was a kid in California who did he did like a science fair, and he did a very simple experiment that proved that dandelion is better than copper tone. And the reason why I say that is he got some UV sensitive strips, and he did a test where he tested dandelion extract, just an alcohol dandelion root extract, versus copper tone SPF 15, 30, and 50. And he admitted that when he did the experiment that he expected it might do maybe as well as the SPF 30. But after his experiment, he found that the that the dandelion extract actually did better than the SPF 50. So, okay, well, that's just a science fair. There's not a lot of science there. And you're right, there isn't. So a bunch of real scientists went and did some real studies and showed that not only does dandelion work better as a sunscreen, it absorbs the UV radiation. Some newer recent studies are showing that your average sunscreen that has metal content isn't really as effective as people think, because think billiard balls. If you're playing pool and you hit the cue ball and it hits one of the other balls, that ball goes flying. Well, UV rays react the same way to sunscreen, and so they actually create more free radicals in your body than protecting you from sunscreen. In regards to the dandelion, not only did it work well as a sunscreen, but each part of the plant, and unfortunately, as you can tell, my poor little flower is very wilty, but each part of the plant helped at different parts of the trial. So the flower was really good at keeping the UV rays out and absorbing the harmful radiation, whereas the leaf, and helping to heal any damaged cells as soon as the damage started. The leaves, on the other hand, continued the healing process, helped with the protection, because it does still have some of the protective properties in the leaves too, and it set the way for the roots, which do the final stage of protection. They get into the deepest, they do the longest, and they help with the long-term process of the healing. They use dandelion in every other part of the world except the United States for medicinal reasons. And here in the United States, we spend millions of dollars a year trying to kill them, while spending millions of dollars a year eating them in our salads. It's kind of dumb, but I mean, if you don't know what you don't know. Most people think that these things aren't edible, or they're just a weed in their yard, when in fact they're really medicinal. They have a lot of really good properties, and I will include down in the description below. I'll include several links. I'll try to do 4 or 5 on medicinal studies, and I'll also include that science fair project, so you can read that one for yourself too. But if you really want to go see a cool plant in your yard, just run out there and go check out your dandelion, because I think you might be pretty impressed. Hopefully you like this video. If you do, please give it a like and a share. Stay tuned for more videos. I think my next one I'm going to do will be purslane. It's a superfood, and for you vegans and vegetarians out there, this will be a pretty good video for you. I'll make sure to point out all the good stuff that it has that you don't normally get in your diet, your vegan diet, with your tofu and whatnot. So I will be seeing you again. Everybody stay safe. Have a great weekend.